Just love the book. It's such rich material, such utterly complex and beautiful characters, you know. Bernadette's such a fascinating person, you know. Strong female, obviously, but I just think she speaks for so many people. You know, certain professions, I would think architecture being one, if you don't get your buildings built, you got to do a lot to actually practice your art. And in Bernadette's case, that just isn't happening for her for a variety of reasons. There was the setback in Los Angeles, the move, and then her family, you know, issues, being a mom and all that. So it's really complex, but I think it's a really complex portrait of a middle-aged, you know, into middle-aged woman who is kind of a genius, you know, but who isn't kind of practicing her art. So what that adds up to, you know, is kind of funny and a little scary. You know, it's also kind of a wonderfully complex portrait of a long-term relationship. Parenting, co-parenting, the ups and downs of that. You get a sense LG and Bernadette were something else in the past that they aren't right now. And so it's a portrait of that too. A lot of people say, oh, it's all talking, but I was like, no, that's kind of my sweet spot. I do that. It's like, oh, a lot of dialogue there. I said, you know, I think we can pull that off. And I know Cate Blanchett can definitely pull that off. You need a very compelling person to be giving long monologues. And I've seen Cate do so many things over the years in so many different mediums, you know, that I knew it would be compelling, her doing it. When Megan Ellison gave me the book, she mentioned Cate then. I think Cate was in the air as a possible Bernadette. So once that was in my head, I read it with Cate in mind, and then I could never get off that. I was thinking she's the only person and the only performer currently in the English language worldwide who could pull this off potentially. So once you get that in your head, there's really no other way to see it. It's kind of a crisis moment where there's this accumulation of negative energy, and it's not really, I think a lot of people could portray her as crazy, or as she's the one who's off and deserving of so much that comes her way. But my take has always been she's not crazy at all. The world is crazy. The world isn't adapting to her properly. And that's what happens with, I think, a lot of artists and a lot of really creative people. It's a portrait of the just absolute closeness of a mother-daughter relationship, which I've witnessed in my life from various perspectives, which is really intense, really unique, and something that comes so much from Bernadette's heart and her life situation and everything. But it's also kind of her, she wouldn't see it this way, but it's also, she hasn't found the balance between her obsessive art and her parenting and what kind of was required in Bee's early years.